Welcome to Parenting Matters with McCracken. We've been talking about the parenting pyramid put up by the Arbinger Institute several years ago. There is a link to the Institute below this video, but I don't believe they produce this material any longer. You can watch the previous videos to know what we've been talking about, but here's a summary of what the parenting pyramid teaches us. Number one, although correction is a small part of parenthood, it should be the smallest part, and that's why it's up at the very top in the smallest section of the pyramid. Secondly, the key to effective correction is effective teaching, and that's the layer just below correction. The key to effective teaching is effective parent-child relationships, and that's the layer underneath teaching. And the key to effective parent-child relationships is the quality of our relationships with the other parent of our children, and that is the layer below the relationship layer with our children. But the key to it all is really this bottom layer, which is the layer of character. So all of these things, instead of just jumping to correcting our children when they do wrong, if we have this context here that supports each of these levels, it will make our correction much more effective when it happens, and hopefully it'll make it less frequently needed, because the first four layers here are all proactive layers. They're not simply reacting to when a child misbehaves. They are proactive to not only help us answer the question, what do we do when our child does wrong, but rather, how do we help our child do right? And of course, for Christian parents, we want to submit our parenting and everything in our lives to the Lordship of Jesus Christ. This is our only hope for a strong foundation. The Holy Spirit working in us the character of Christ and producing the fruit of the Spirit in our own life and in our relationship with our wife, with our spouse, with our children. But the first four levels are also the foundation for effective correction when correction is required. Correction is not meant to be an isolated element of parenthood. So let's take a look, just in summary, about using the pyramid. We've looked at the different layers. Now, how do we actually use this parenting pyramid? And here's the key: to remember that the solution to a problem in one part of the pyramid lies in the part that's just below that level in the pyramid. For example, if my persistent and consistent efforts of correction with my children isn't working, then the solution is to do a better job of teaching, which, remember, we said could be in both formal and informal contexts. Similarly, if my teaching consistently falls flat, the answer is not to teach more. The solution is to build better relationships with my children. My teaching will become effective when my children want to learn from me, and that will be the result of a good relationship with them. There are exceptions when the immediate concern or when immediate correction is called for, and when this happens, the three deepest levels of the pyramid should be worked on immediately and simultaneously. That's our personal character, our relationship with our spouse, and our relationship with our children. In times of crisis, the temptation will be to devote all attention and energy to correction. But ultimately, the problem with the child goes deeper than discipline, and so does the solution. Identify and take action at the deeper levels of the pyramid. It may take time and small steps at first, but premature teaching and correction will not be effective anyhow, until the other levels are strong. As we are patiently proactive, and as we do all we can where we can make a deep and genuine difference in the life of our children. We'll talk more about parenting in the next video.